All right, welcome back to the Cardano family. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Let's discuss what is happening with ADA. I know everyone is probably fed up at this point. Why is ADA not having these crazy moves? But again, this is where, the patience comes into play. But let's waste no more time. Discuss what's happening with ADA right now and what, the FOMC meeting could mean for Cardano along with all of the other coins in the crypto space, especially during this bull market. So, if we're looking at the overall market, definitely a nice bounce compared to yesterday. We're coming out of a huge bloodbath, a massive bloodbath, which was very much needed. Obviously, the FOMC meeting, was really good. We heard what we wanted to hear, and that is impacting, Bitcoin move as of now in a positive way. So that's great to see. As far as Cardano is concerned, it's up 3.3% on the daily time frame, with the price currently sitting at 63.16 cents, up 4%, and also down about 2.5% in Bitcoin comparative. So what we're seeing with Cardano right now is it's lagging behind Bitcoin's momentum, which is quite surprising because if we're looking at Bitcoin dominance, dominance is at 53.7%. That index hasn't moved over the past 3 to 4 days, even during the bloodbath. So that is quite interesting to see. If we're looking at the market cap, still above $22 billion to be exact, 22.3 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume currently sitting at $767 million. But before we go any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So the Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged for the fifth straight meeting and signaled that they still plan to cut interest rates 3 times in 2024, even as recent data suggests that inflation has been more stubborn than expected. So what you're looking at here is obviously rates unchanged. Usually, if that was the case, I think we would have seen Bitcoin seeing even a little bit more pullback. But the fact that Jeremy mentioned in the meeting that there's going to be 3 different cuts for the interest rates, guess what that does? All the risky assets, all the speculative assets, these are more attractive when interest rates are lower, and Bitcoin, altcoins are in that category. So really, really nice stuff here, and I think this is this will benefit ADA as well, believe it or not, because the parabolic cycle that everyone is waiting for, the euphoria move, that we do see usually quarter 3 to quarter 4, historically speaking, right? Obviously, now that we will see these interest rate cuts coming in 3 different times, so there's 3 different meetings we will see this happen, and I think this is going to impact not only the price of Bitcoin in a positive way, also altcoins, and Cardano I think will also benefit out of this, of course. So really, really good stuff. Do let me know your thoughts down below. Obviously, some people will come out and say the overall economy, worldwide economy, is not looking too good. We're seeing, if you are following Japan, Japan had some crazy stuff happening to its currency recently, and that just shows you that inflation is through the roof. So things are not looking too good. But some people are saying, are we in a recession? We are not entering a recession, we're already in a recession. So that's something I want you guys to keep in mind. But do let me know your thoughts down below on this. But let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. So as I've mentioned, dominance index hasn't really budged over the past few days, and this is where the surprise comes into play, and this is where I do get that confirmation that Cardano is lagging behind Bitcoin, because let's face it, you're seeing a majority of the altcoins throughout the space that are outpacing BTC right now. So that is something we need to keep in mind. But if we're looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has retested $67,000 once again. So if you want to put this move into perspective, this is a 10% plus move, over the past few hours. And now what you're starting to see is the previous all-time high from last cycle is obviously coming as a resistance, and that's exactly where the price of Bitcoin is finding a little bit of a hard time breaking out of. And once it breaks out of it, I think we go to a new all-time high. So that's that. Do let me know your thoughts down below on that. But let's take a look at our good old friend ADA, because of course that is what everyone is here for. I know, I hear the comments. People are getting fed up that ADA is not doing what Solana has done. But again, am I really going to explain this over and over again? That this is why you need to diversify. If ADA is the only sole project in your portfolio, I feel bad for you, because you're missing out on other gains, right? There's other gains that could be made. But with that being said, when ADA has its move, in my opinion, which I'm very confident it's going to have, historically speaking, ADA is doing what it needs to be doing. It's just lagging behind some of the other projects. But, when ADA moves, guess what? These other projects that are moving right now will be lagging. They're going to be cooling off. So there's going to come a time where some of this profit that you are seeing being made is going to flow back into altcoins that haven't pumped up. And on top of that, what you want to be looking at is, the Tether USDT is such a great tool to be looking at. I don't see anyone talking about this. Reason as to why I take a look at this is because Tether right now has the third spot in the cryptocurrency ranks with $103 billion market cap. What does this mean? This means there's $100 billion plus that's still tied in USDT, and this is eventually going to flow into altcoins. We usually see that happening. And when you see Tether going down in the ranks, it doesn't drop to like top 10, but when you see it drop in ranks, that's usually, an indication that, hold on, we are coming to that top. That's one of the signals I take a look at, but that's something obviously that you could also take a look into, kind of do your research on that. So that is that. But let's take a look at ADA. So if you're looking at Cardano right now, you can see that we are obviously being supported by that 59 cents mark. We're coming out of a huge bloodbath, and that exact same support obviously came in as a crazy level of support. So let me just put that into perspective on the hourly time frame. One moment. Here we are. Nope. Wow, it pushed me back to, there we go. Okay, so let's go hourly. There we are. So take a look at this. Obviously we broke below the 78.6 fib zone. Extremely important support line, and you guys can see we had several different retest at that support, but obviously we ended up losing it after the Bitcoin move towards the downside. And if you want to put this move into perspective, you're looking at a move of about 14%. But since then we have seen this bounce. And speaking about the bounce right now, what you're seeing is we're finding some resistance, and you can pretty much see this resistance is there for itself right now. ADA does want to break out, but this resistance is coming in its way. But if once this resistance is able to break out, I think we're back off to where we left off. So, patience is very important, as I've said continuously. ADA, I think, is going to have its time. Once it pops out of that $1 price point, I think this is where, a lot of interest will come into Cardano. But do let me know down below what you guys personally think. And yeah, thank you so much for all your support. I will see you tomorrow. It's been Crypto ZX, and peace out.